Starting point for WAF was this small news item in the newspaper saying that a man and a woman were going to be stoned to death for adultery.
This was hair-raising. It opened our eyes and we said, this simply cannot happen. And there's just no two ways about it. We sat there wondering what to do. Next day, we called a meeting of all the NGO people that we knew.
At that time, women's rights organizations were not so many. There was just APWA. There was perhaps the Family Planning Association, which was not a women's rights organization, and a few others. Tehreek-e-Niswa was being born at that time, the theatre, and that was it.
That meeting turned out to be a totally crowded one. The room, and it was a pretty large room where we met. And eventually we came to the decision, that same meeting, that we needed a pressure group. What was the pressure group to be called? We went through various things and we came to the name Women's Action Forum.
And the first task was to get in touch with lawyers and tell them, ask them how to interpret it, what can be done, what to do or not to do, and then mobilize for helping the woman in that case.
And we fought this case. Khalid Ishaq was asked by WAF to take up in the High Court. It was challenged and the sentence was set aside. So that was a great victory for us. Oh, before actually I wouldn't say that it was really heaven for women in Pakistan, but we had no state laws, no legislation against women. Well, there were inadequate legislations. We needed to have more protection, but there were no laws, anti-women laws. It was first made after Ziaul Haq promulgated the Hudud ordinances.
Ziaul Haq's impact was being felt by women. They felt they were being targeted, that the TV anchors had to wear dupattas and the chadar was being given out and was becoming part of the uniform. All that was already happening. On the streets, people were questioning women. Police men were asking for nikahnamas if a couple was out. So all that environment was changing.
Controlling women, which was not there before. Suddenly women were being controlled. They were being told how to move around, how to dress up, where to go, what to do, what time.
This questioning of a woman and what she should be doing and what she should not be doing, coming from the head of the government, of the state. Since when did anyone have the right to be the guardians of morality?
As Women's Action Forum, we decided to come out on the streets.
It was a kind of a reactive thing, that anything from the government and we had to respond. That 1983 was a landmark. So they just wanted the group of women, I think 200, 250, and they just wanted to go to the High Court to present a petition against the law of evidence.
As we got there, there were also a lot of men who were, supporters, from university teachers, others, and Habib Jalib came. And he came and he started reciting his poem. And as he recited, the police attacked him literally. He was an elderly man, they pulled him. That's when the women sort of all caught up. And we were at that point negotiating how we would go. The police were saying, you can't go, and we were saying, we will go. And there was that kind of thing happening. All of a sudden, when they beat up Habib Jalib, that's when everybody just got and said, we are going. And they pushed through the cordon. At that moment, I remember everybody started walking there and there was a police charge. And I saw the DSP himself, fat man, coming, he says, tear gas lagao. And then the tear gassing started.
But the way it was met with the force of the state, they were baton charged, there was tear gassing, they were harassed.
And we ran down the footpath and I could hear people running behind me, and finally I stopped. I said there was no point running because I didn't want to be pushed or something. And the van was coming, the police van, and they were putting people in those. But a number of people actually managed to get to the court, and Asma climbed the gate and went in, and we submitted the petition also.
So it really enhanced the political appeal of WAF, and it brought her into limelight.
This was the first public protest against the martial law regime. One of the big, I think, contribution of Women's Action Forum is bringing out in the open violence against women. I think we were the first ones who talked about crimes against women, we used to call them.
Well, we fought for Hudud ordinances for 25 years, almost 30 years, when General Musharraf decided to water it down, and though the law is still there, Hudud ordinances have not been repealed.
I think what WAF managed to do was to get the political parties activated to look at women's issues. Even a Jamaat-e-Islami manifesto after that had a whole section on women.
Now the agenda of women's rights is dear to everyone and it's being much talked about, but still practically there's a lot to be done.